This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by Liquid IV. Summer's almost here, and as temperatures rise, you need hydration that can keep up with all the moments that make you thirsty this summer.
And with 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients, 1 stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates you faster than water alone.
So tear, pour, and live more with the #1 powdered hydration brand in America, and turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code RAW at checkout. That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code RAW at liquidiv.com. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome back to Going in Raw, the only pro wrestling podcast you need to be listening to. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about WWE Smackdown on the road to the King and Queen of the Ring. We've got more matches in the books and a couple more to look forward to tonight on Raw and this week on SmackDown.
It feels like this next pay-per-view, King and Queen of the Ring, is coming up on us super fast. I was watching SmackDown like, in 2 weeks' time when we have our next premium live event. Like, there was just one.
Yeah. Oh, dude, come on. These premium live events come at you fast and furious. That's why, they're big money. So there's going to be load them up. Expect like 24 of these things in the year 2025, Larson.
Oh, dear.
Huge number of premium live events. So we're going to talk about SmackDown, and we're going to answer a bunch of your questions. But first, let's talk about some stuff in the news. So WWE has seemingly, as of late, made a concerted effort to re-sign many of their soon-to-be free agents, with names like Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre all inking new deals with the WWE. According to Fightful Select, though, one huge WWE superstar with an expiring deal who is yet to re-sign is one Becky Lynch, with Fightful reporting that not only have Becky and WWE yet to agree on a new deal, but Becky's current contract expires in like 3 weeks, shortly after WWE's King and Queen of the Ring premium live event. Now, Becky told Ariel Helwani on the MMA Hours that while she has had no plans for wrestling for a promotion other than WWE, like those other guys over at AEW, she was, quote, so confident in my ability and my worth. That being said, Becky seemingly had some fun with the reports of her WWE deal expiring soon, posting a picture of Tony Khan holding her autobiography on her Instagram. So what are the odds now, Larson, that Rebecca Quinn shows up in the All Elite Zone? Could she use just the word like Becky Quinn?
Maybe.
Because Rebecca, I mean, that's just, Becky is just short.
Yeah,
as you know, for
I'm aware.
Rebecca.
Yes.
Yeah. What's Becky? Do the thing where it's just her first name. What's Becky doing here?
Yeah. Hey,
Becky. Oh my God, it's Becky.
I know. Becky is all elite. The odds of her showing up at AEW, basically none. No. This is her. She's got leverage. She is, the arguably the top star in WWE's women's division.
Yeah.
She has been a crossover mainstream star for the company. She probably wants Seth Rollins money or, main event money.
She's looking at their joint account. She sees that direct deposit.
Yeah.
And she's like, I want that.
I want that. Which she should get. Massive star.
All the money.
She should get all that and more.
She's a WrestleMania main eventer.
I know.
Yeah.
So, if there is an impasse in negotiations, assuming negotiations have taken place, I would assume, as Becky here, she says, I know my worth. Her worth is a lot of money. They should pay her a lot of money. And I'm not saying a lot of money. It's a sad reality, and I'm sure it has been the case historically. I wouldn't be surprised if it's still the case that even top stars in the women's division get paid less than top stars in the men's division WWE.
Probably.
Shouldn't be the case. Becky should make just as much as any other WWE main eventer, regardless of division, because she's provided and shown that worth to the company. She should make huge money. And if the impasse is she wants Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre type money, she should get it. I hope she does.
Yeah. What do you? What? Let me ask you this. Let's say WWE is like, nah, we're being pretty firm on this. We're being stingy with fireworks, and now we're going to be stingy with like paying people. Uh, what are the odds that she goes to AEW versus just stays at home or explores outside
Outside of
opportunities
wrestling
that are not
opportunities.
wrestling related?
I guess at the end of the day, it depends. It depends on what drives her. Is it solely, making as much money as she can while she's in her wrestling prime? Because if she has a certain dollar amount in mind for her services as a wrestler, and WWE for whatever reason decides they don't want to pay it, I wouldn't be shocked if Tony Khan says, "All right, I'll give you that." Because I'm sure Mercedes got a massive deal when she signed with AEW.
And Becky's a bigger deal than Mercedes.
Yes,
by kind of a lot, to be honest with you.
But if it's a situation where if it's like, well, if I'm not going to wrestle for WWE, then it's the largest platform available to a wrestler. Why go anywhere else? I might have opportunities in Hollywood. Her book did really, really well. Maybe she wants to pursue writing or something. I don't know. I think the odds of her showing up for another company, I'll say this actually. I'll say the odds of her not continuing wrestling for WWE, I would think are relatively small.
Yeah.
That being said, we don't know how WWE is going to organize their pay structure. And if Becky is very firm about this is what I think I'm worth and I'm not accepting a cent less, I guess it's possible the impasse can continue past the expiration of her contract.
Well, let's talk about what happens on screen.
Yeah.
Obviously, she's up against Liv Morgan. You and I thought Liv was a lot of people thought that Liv was a pretty decent favorite to win that Battle Royal, to hold that title, because she's the one who's got the Rhea Ripley feud kind of, on the horizon whenever Rhea comes back. I thought it was like a pretty decent chance that Liv could win at King Queen of the Ring. Does this maybe escalate that situation as well? Does it seem more likely that, 3 weeks is a pretty short time. Now we've seen, Drew McIntyre, they got his deal done before his contract ran out. Finn Balor, they got his contract done. Seth Rollins, et cetera, et cetera. So they're able to get these deals done. That being said, if they are far apart, it's entirely possible and kind of likely that Liv Morgan would end up winning this title at King and Queen of the Ring, but I'm not sure that wouldn't have been the situation anyways.
Yeah.
Given that that's where the rivalry is.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Obviously, if with this news coming out, it increases the odds of Liv probably winning it King and Queen of the Ring. And by the time that show rolls around, if they're still at a stalemate in terms of contract negotiations, again, increases the odds. But it depending on how soon after the premium live event Becky's contract expires, it could be a situation where she wins the pay-per-view. They have a rematch at Raw or something the following Monday. Liv wins it there.
Yeah, right.
I wouldn't necessarily discount that possibility either.
Yeah.
But if it looks like her contract is going to expire, they're not close to a new deal. Sometime between the expiration date of her contract and King and Queen of the Ring, Becky's going to have to drop that title.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But since the date's somewhat nebulous, just roughly 3 weeks. That's pushing up pretty close to the pay-per-view, so it's not a lot of time there. Maybe early June at best. Yeah.
I kind of interesting that they would go this route with like Becky win. And I guess maybe the philosophy is it's a bigger deal for Liv to beat Becky one-on-one than it is for her to win in a battle royal situation. Yeah. But I guess we'll find out on whenever this happens, on the 25th or 26th. What is it again?
The Saturday of Memorial Day weekend.
I think it's 25th, and then I think AEW's on the 26th.
That sounds right. 26th. Yeah, you're correct about that. 25th. Right on. Got a McGriddle
might mix
stream.
It up for the Saudi stream, man. I might not go with the McGriddle. Maybe I'll go with the croissant from BK. What do you think?
Burger King, huh?
Yeah, man.
Can you just get one of those with just like sausage on it? Because that's the thing. I can't eat cheese. I can't eat egg anymore. My tummy's a damn wasteland half the time. all this stuff. Like it seems like I can handle chicken again, so that's good for me.
Oh, that's good. That's
and get
awesome.
my lean protein.
Very cool. You know,
my workouts. I need that.
Yeah, you do need that. Yeah.
As long as I don't go overboard.
Yeah.
I've seen really I'm cool, but still no eggs. Obviously, no cheese, no milk.
Wow.
So I need to. If that's the case, I guess I could still get a McGriddle.
Okay. Well, no, I stand in solidarity. I can get a. I can get BK on Wrestle Juice.
No.
I can get BK on Wrestle Juice.
If you want, I'll look into the Burger King breakfast menu, and if I can find something that meets my dietary needs, I'm fine doing that.
What is Waffle Experience?
Oh, you've never been there?
Clearly not. If I'm asking you what it is,
it's a restaurant, local area that has like savory waffle creations.
Mr. Dope says get something from Waffle Experience.
Yeah, I've been there before. It's not bad.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll get DoorDash that. How far away is the closest one from me?
Well, it's not very far.
Okay. Right on.
15 minutes, maybe.
Well, there you go.
I drove by the other day. Didn't notice it was still there unless it moved.
Oh, wow. It was like a mobile unit. They moved? Where are they now?
Maybe. At least the one that I went to. Is it still there? Anyways, we'll have this conversation off.
Yeah, we'll talk about it over basketball tomorrow.
Sounds good.
Anyways, so yeah.
The one nearest closed indefinitely. That's a bummer.
What did you?
Let's talk about Cody. Let's talk about Cody winning 2 belts, maybe.
Oh, dude, this is my thing on that. This is my thing on that. Okay, so number one, this is title for title, right?
They explicitly stated that during the promo section, and then I think Cody had a tweet over the weekend that explicitly stated it was title versus title. Yeah,
he's going to be Grand Slam champion.
Yeah,
right. In order to do that, he's like, I'm going to get your title. So a couple things come to mind here. Number one, and I know here's the thing. I don't think they're actually going to do a finish for this match that doesn't involve Wonk, right?
Yeah.
This is Wonk. Because I don't think this is going to happen. But how cool would this be? Just listen to me, right? So Cody wins the U.S. title. And all these people complaining about, oh, it's been like basically 6 weeks and people already complaining. Somebody on my Wrestle Juice comments who it's like 85% there's crossover. So I'm blaming you, it's you people as well, right? It's the Going in Raw umbrella, the Friendo umbrella, right?
Yeah.
That's who's posting these comments, these questions. Says, I don't think they've done a good job lining up opponents for Cody yet. AJ Styles isn't good enough. They had a 5-star match, 5-star classic.
Well, as rated by one individual.
Those other guys.
Not by us.
Not by us. True. But with getting that United States Championship, so he gets the U.S. title, and he's looking at the U.S. title. He's like, God, I love this thing because it's very American. And he looks at the Undisputed Championship. He's like, this is crap. And so he takes the American flag United States Championship and he infuses the Undisputed Championship. And then we get the new Cody title. It's got the eagle on it. It's got wings on it. It's got the American flag on it. It's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen in my life. And then he just sort of says, hey, this U.S. title, I won it. I've infused it within my Undisputed Championship. But and then maybe WWE can whip up a new mid-card title or SmackDown like the North American title, something like that.
That could be. I hadn't thought about that possibility. I guess thinking about it briefly, I kind of thought the most likely possibility be some sort of finish. And Triple H doesn't necessarily do this, but maybe the thought process would be if it's a name that's large enough stature, they could get away with it. And by that, I mean have basically a non-finish for the show, for this title versus title match, because you have somebody coming back. Potentially.
Uncle Howdy.
Potentially. Or
the audio crowd can't see me doing the Uncle Howdy dance. This is
the other name I thought of.
Tongaloa thing.
The other name I thought of. I don't really want to see it. But given his history with Cody.
Hulk Hogan?
Brock Lesnar.
Oh, no. Oh,
you just
ruined my Monday. You just ruined my Monday.
Don't want to see it. Don't want it to happen.
I'm sort of preparing myself for the eventuality that, like, Brock will probably end up coming back. But it's like he already did a thing with Cody.
I know.
But then the Saudi people probably like that guy quite a bit. They'd be excited to see that hologram of the Ultimate Warrior, some shit like that.
Again, I don't want to see it, but the thought crossed my mind. It's like, all right, how they can get out of this situation of having a non-finish to this match. Everybody keeps their respective titles with a return that the company would deem large enough that people would look the other way. There wasn't a finish to the match. And there's only a handful of possible names.
So, not that this necessarily matters to Triple H, but I'm sort of curious about, Triple H. The NXT stuff was a darling of the internet wrestling community.
Yeah.
Triple H seems to have a contentious relationship. All the wrestling promoters have contentious relationships. Well, Tony Khan.
Mildly.
Tony Khan.
Save for Tony Khan, yeah.
Tony Khan loves internet. But internet would shit all over Brock Lesnar.
Absolutely.
And
rightly so.
He's a big deal. Like, I could see them thinking, oh, it's Brock Lesnar. He's a big deal. Boy, that would be a stinko city. But then I don't know if Uncle Howdy's return, like, I don't know if any wonk finish would be cool for the end of this show. You know what I mean?
I know.
Be a hell of a match, though. Logan Paul, that dude can wrestle.
He could go. I was kind of wondering, going back to the Uncle Howdy stuff. I don't know the source exactly, but Jey Uso, it was on Twitter, I think he just tweeted it about, he called himself the Yeeter of Worlds now. In a tweet.
Yeah, because he's got the Fireflies.
All right, so are they going to set him up to be Uncle Howdy's first feud?
Oh, that'd be cool. Jay's got to win something, though, man. You think he's going to beat Ilya tonight? He's got to. He was the first pick.
You'd think so, but they might want to do Ilya versus Gunther for the semifinals.
I think they got to avoid that. I think you put that off. I think you have commentary talk about it, and you run maybe even a little video clip, but you avoid that until like SummerSlam or something, because that SummerSlam match would be killer.
Oh, it's a huge match.
That'd be great. Jay's got to win. He's got to win something.
He does have to win something. I agree.
My goodness, he's like the Greg Oden over here, man. But yeah, Brock's a possibility. Boy, he just ruined my day.
I'm sorry. I apparently not just ruined your day.
Okay, well, how about this?
I apologize. I
Flip it.
Certainly don't
right?
want to see it. What
about this? What if the final boss wonks it? You just put him out there, tease it, or he shows up, wonks the finish, and then you don't see him for a little while. He's just around every once in a while. Fuck with Cody.
So hold on, wonk the finish in what respect?
And he comes out, drops everybody with rock bottoms as a DQ.
Oh, gotcha. And they just say no match.
Yeah, right.
So the same. Okay, yeah.
People be happy though because it's the final boss.
It's Rock. I don't know. I appreciate your idea about merging the titles, because then Cody will get the title, like the winged eagle title that he likes. Same time, I'm hard pressed.
I'd buy that shit, by the way.
Even for $400? You drop $400 on that?
Maybe even $5. Yeah, I would probably.
All right.
I got like a new Wrestle Juice set, so I can write it off.
All right, fair enough. I'd be hard pressed to believe that they're gonna get rid of one of the mid card titles, but I could be proven wrong. They just split the tag titles. They split the world title. Why would you just have one mid card title?
No, I agree. I mean, dude, what they could do is, well, you know what you have a second mid card title, but it's for the women.
Mm.
Raw gets the men's mid card. SmackDown gets the women's mid card title. I don't know. I'm just sort of spitballing here. No, I don't know. I mean, dude, he could just get it, infuse it, and then vacate it. Say this is an important title. It needs to be defended, and I don't really have.
Or they just have him be double champ.
Would he defend it separate? Like when Seth did it. How did Seth lose his?
He defended it separately.
He defended it separately.
Yeah, because I think
wouldn't that be amazing if he like loses?
John Cena, I think, at a pay per view.
If he loses the U.S. title, but he doesn't lose the undisputed, like somebody beats him for the U.S. title, like Bronson Reed beats him for the U.S. title.
Yeah.
What the fuck? He's like, oh boy, why my mid card guy should be undisputed guy.
It just kind of feels like too much too soon. Like Cody just got the one title. Now he's trying to get the mid card title.
Look, let's not kid ourselves. This guy deserves it all. He would, dude, first wrestler to land in the Fanatics top 10. It's just another excuse to more T-shirts, more merchandise. They know this mark right here is going to buy
He's
that
already
$500 belt.
How can you brand Cody anymore, America?
Oh, buddy, there are ways.
I guess the 4th of July is coming up. They could do something all over print.
Man. Yeah. Oh, well, at the very least, How about this? This is a good idea. You know how Boston Dynamics, they've got their little dogs?
Yeah. Robot dogs from Boston. Yeah.
Right. Little Pharaoh robot dogs. But they're like the Boston Dynamic ones. So they have like little machine guns on them.
Do the Boston Dynamic ones have machine guns on them? I don't remember.
No, I'm thinking of Black Mirror.
Oh, or Portal. Portal, they got the robots with the machine guns on the side.
The turrets, yeah. Totally.
Yeah, turrets, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no, they can, Cody with both titles. Boy. And here's the thing. All the internet nerds out there, you people, y'all be like, oh, it's too much for Cody. The crowd's going to turn on him. Guess what? They'll love him even more.
Until they won't. It's too much, I tell you. Too much. To turn the tide.
Dope's giving me so much static in chat right now because I'm having fun with this, man. Oh, there we go. Orby here in Twitch chat says Cody goes full Lex Luger. The Cody Express. We've talked about that before. Put him on the Pharaoh bus.
Nightmare Express.
The Nightmare Express. Goes from town to town. He goes all the dead malls in the country.
Hey, might pay a visit to up here by us.
Could be at sunrise. This is the old people just doing their laps around the mall. Cody's going around shaking hands.
Dude, I went there the other day because I was like, I got some time to kill.
Why would you go there?
Because I had 15 minutes to kill.
It is fascinating.
It is a fascinating experience. So I went by the front doors by the men's Macy's. Locked. It says use another entrance. So I walked down to Macy's on the same side, and it said, use the mall entrance.
Oh, no. Wow.
And at that point, I was like, the hell with this, and I left.
You didn't even get in Dead Mall.
No.
That place is crazy.
It is pretty wild. It is.
It's nuts. I don't even think there's an operating restaurant in it anymore.
I don't believe so. There's a
Taco
kiosk
Bell
that sells coffee.
Like even Taco Bell's gone.
I know.
That's nuts.
I know.
That's crazy. Anyways, it's also kind of crazy. We got to pay our bills right now, Larson. So let's go ahead and do that. What do you say?
Let's do it. This episode of Going in Raw is sponsored by BetterHelp, Steve.
Yes.
You know me. I'm an anxious guy, and regardless if the stressors are large or small, I've always tended to bottle things up. But as I learned the hard way in my mid-20s, bottling up stress can cause some serious issues. My anxiety started to adversely affect just about every aspect of my life. Eventually, I realized that I needed to go to therapy. The therapy offered me a safe space where I was able to work through what was weighing me down and allowed me to learn positive coping skills so I could better manage my anxiety.
So if you need to get something off your chest and are thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. BetterHelp is completely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited for your schedule. All you got to do to get started is fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and then you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge.
So get it off your chest with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/raw today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/raw. And let's get a word from our sponsor, Liquid IV. For Steve and I, summer, it's all about playing basketball. And whether it's Steve setting a new personal record during our three-point contest, or me soaring over Steve and dunking in his face, we're sure to make plenty of moments this summer on the court.
All right, look, man, I don't want to call you out now, but only one of those things actually happened. But the only thing hotter than my jump shot this time of year, Larson, are the rising temperatures, which means we got to make sure we stay hydrated while shooting hoops.
That's correct, Steve. That I agree with you with, especially for someone like me who sweats a lot. Staying hydrated is important and made easy with Liquid IV. A single stick of Liquid IV and 16 ounces of water hydrates better than water alone, and has 3 times the electrolytes of the leading sports drink, plus 8 vitamins and nutrients, which means it turns ordinary water into extraordinary hydration.
That's right, and Liquid IV helps me avoid those nasty dehydration headaches I used to get after hooping it up. But Liquid IV is also the perfect companion to help you stay hydrated while traveling after a long night out or chilling at the beach.
And for someone like me who doesn't like sugar, Liquid IV comes in 4 delicious sugar-free flavors. There's green grape, lemon lime, raspberry melon. I drank all that, so now I'm on to white peach. So tear, pour, and live more and turn your ordinary water into extraordinary hydration with Liquid IV. Get 20% off your first order of Liquid IV when you go to liquidiv.com and use code RAW at checkout.
That's 20% off your first order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code RAW at liquidiv.com. Anyways, King and Queen of the Ring, of course, over the weekend. Couple of house show matches where King and Queen of the Ring.
4 of them weren't. Well, yeah, there was 4 of them. There was
LA
Ray
Knight beating beating Santos Escobar.
Yes, it
there
was Shayna Baszler defeating Zelina Vega. Sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
Kofi Kingston beat Rey Mysterio. Buyaka.
And then Tiffany Stratton defeated Mia Yim.
Mia Yim, that's right. Yeah. This is going to be kind of interesting because if you look at the brackets, you got Bianca Belair and Tiffany Stratton up now. Like Jade Cargill is going to advance past Nia Jax. I'm pretty certain of that. Yeah. Bianca Belair and Tiffany Stratton. How's that going to go down?
Oh, Bianca will win. It's going to be Bianca and Jade in the semis. Yeah.
Why are you so certain about that?
I mean, that's the story there. They're tag champs now. They got to wrestle each other.
You think that's the story?
Yeah, there's a story there. Yeah, for sure. Okay, sorry. People are saying that's right. That Shayna defeated Maxine Dupree. Zelina.
That's right.
Injured,
yeah, Zelina
was
injured
match.
out.
Yes, that's right. Anyways, I mean, I just figure that's the story. There's a story there to tell them as tag champs, then being put in a position where they have to wrestle each other. That's it.
Jade versus Bianca from the standpoint of you want to keep Jade with veterans.
Yeah.
I think probably makes more sense than Tiffany Stratton. But I also wouldn't put it past them to have Tiffany cheat to beat Bianca and set up like a one-on-one feud with her going forward as a possibility. But I don't know how much they're going to be just focusing on Bianca and Jade as a tag team.
Yeah. I mean, given that they had they met each other on the ramp after Jade's match before Bianca's, had a little interaction, posed together. I would say they're at least for the short term, they're really going all in on them as tag champs. So, I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a possibility too. If Bianca beats Tiffany, then Tiffany could cost Bianca the semifinal match against Jade, and that could start up the feud between them too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, boy, I don't know. Because here's the thing also. If it's Jade versus Bianca, that's going to be a clean finish.
Yeah, Jade would win that, yeah.
Boy, yeah, I don't know about all that. I don't know about all that, man. I think Tiffany's going to move on. People are talking about how Bianca's working on an injured leg right now.
Yeah.
And Tiffany can she can take advantage of that. I think it's going to be Tiffany. I think Tiffany versus Jade. I think Jade's going to win the entire thing. I mean, we're just sort of talking about who's going to get
Jade and Io in the finals. Yeah,
but it's always a surprise to me with when they put something like a Tiffany versus Bianca. Bianca never loses, almost never loses.
Yeah,
certainly not clean. But Tiffany's a bad guy, so she can work the leg, cheat, do whatever. And then that's, I'm not going to say an easy win for Jade, but that's a win for Jade. And then she goes on and beats Io Sky because she's clearly going to come out of the Raw side of things. Let's talk about the men's side of it. Jey Uso, as we mentioned earlier, has Ilya Dragunov
tonight. Yeah,
Jay's got to win this.
You think so? He's got to win something of consequence.
Is it, dude? Are we just going to keep going in circles on this Jay thing? Because he doesn't seem to win the big one. And yet he was the number one pick. Does it make Adam Pearce look even more foolish now that he went with Jey Uso?
Especially if Jay loses tonight in Raw, then I was like, why pick him one?
How far do you think? Let's look at this. The SmackDown side of things are even kind of crazier because now you got.
You had Baron losing to Mello. Randy Orton beating AJ Styles. So I believe that is the quarterfinal match.
Yeah.
And then you had Tama Tonga defeating Angelo Dawkins, and then LA Knight beating Santos Escobar. So LA Knight and Tama Tonga is the other
Easy.
quarterfinal
That's
match.
Tama Tonga. That's going to be
Tama
Bloodline
Tonga's going to
shit.
advance. You would
Carmelo
Mello versus Orton
Randy.
is see if it were Mello versus AJ, I'd be like, oh, Mello for sure is advancing.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be Orton advancing to face Tama Tonga in the semis.
Orton's going to get revenge for Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
And we're going to get, because here's the thing also, Orton's huge in Saudi Arabia. So you put Orton in there against Gunther, which, by the way, especially if this card stays at 5 minutes, you think they're going to add another match to this?
Surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me.
What
What
was
Cody...
Backlash? Was Backlash 5 or 6?
Yeah.
Backlash was 5?
Yeah.
Are all the like non-big 5 premium live events going to be 5 matches?
5 or 6.
2 hours and 55 minutes long?
I like that time.
I love that
show.
time.
I love it. 3 hour.
I love that
great.
time. I think that's awesome. Who the hell's going to challenge Damian Priest, and when's that going to happen?
They don't seem that concerned about it, to be honest with you.
They really don't. Also, Bayley doesn't have a match.
No.
And they're not really building anything for her.
No.
Orton versus Gunther in Saudi Arabia.
I mean, that's the possibility to be really good.
That match is going to be fucking
It's
good.
going to be something different for Randy. Like, I don't think Randy, at least in recent history, has faced anybody like Gunther.
I know. There's a lot of cool matchups for Gunther still in WWE.
So there's 5 matches announced.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, you got the finals for the King and Queen of the Ring tournaments. You got Becky and Liv. You got Sammy versus Chad Gable versus Bronson Reed, and then Cody versus Logan Paul. So it might just stay at 5.
It could. If they give Cody... Here's the thing also. If they're going to do long match Cody, 5-star, King Cody, they're going to be giving him these 25-minute long matches.
Yeah.
The thing that sucks about this, though, is if they wonk this finish, 25 minutes to wrestle and then a wonk finish is crap.
With no winner. I know.
That sucks.
I know. I don't care how good that 25 minutes is. If there's not a winner at the end of it, underwhelmed.
Yeah, same. Yeah. I'm boo.
Exactly.
Let me ask, what wonk finish with no winner wouldn't elicit a boo? It would elicit a cheer.
For me personally?
Of course.
I mean, I guess or from the wrestling world kind of at large.
No, screw them. You.
Me? All right. I don't know. Shawn Michaels comes out of retirement. I don't know. Daniel Bryan shows up. Something like that.
Oh, shit. Oh, wow. What about Ricky Starks?
Yeah.
Would it, though? Would it?
I don't know about Ricky Starks. I like Ricky a lot.
I appreciate you being polite to Ricky Starks.
I like Ricky a lot. I think Ricky's great.
Same.
But in terms of it needs to if we have that match and it's 25 to 30 minutes and it's really good and we have somebody interfere at the end which leads to no finish at all, for me personally, for it to feel any way close to satisfying, it's got to be a return of seismic proportions.
MJF.
Or a debut of seismic proportions. Yeah,
MJF's
would
a
qualify.
Big deal.
Yeah,
That'd be cool. Yeah.
But the issue is there's so few names, in my estimation, that would fit that criteria that the odds of it actually being satisfying are, if that's the route they go, are so small.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, who else could it be?
I mean, things that make sense. The Rock makes sense, and especially if Saudi Arabia ponies up just like a shit ton more money, because they just throw money at everything. But
the Rock's shooting that MMA movie, or he's doing training camp for that.
Yeah,
not to say he can't hop on a plane and take 20 hours to travel Saudi Arabia, do the bit, and get on the plane and fly right back.
What if his training camp's in Jeddah? Right.
I don't think it is, but okay.
Probably not. Yeah. No, but there's planes. But
there's planes. That's true.
Xenix gifted 5 subs to the Twitch community. Thank you very much, Xenix. All right, let's go ahead and dive into this.
Let's dive into it. This opening bit's very long, so we have to go through it. It was like a 20-minute segment. It was too much. So we open with a Backlash recap, and then Nick Aldis is in the ring and says, I'm here to announce Cody's opponent for King and Queen of the Ring, but first here's Cody. So he comes to a huge pop, everybody singing his song. shakes hands with Nick Aldis, which is, given their history,
Oh, dude, yeah.
it's great.
What was it, NWA 75? 70? 70.
Well, it was All
70.
In where they had their first match.
That was their
Where
first
Cody
one.
won?
And then at NWA 70, Aldis got it back.
Aldis got it back.
Yeah, man.
So Aldis then says, good job beating AJ Styles, but now we got to turn our attention to King and Queen of the Ring. We got an opponent for you. Let's bring him out. Here he is right now, and it's Logan Paul.
I was pretty surprised at Logan Paul, by the way.
Hey, I was one pay-per-view off on calling this matchup. We were still doing pay-per-view predictions over on Friendo Club. I said this match would happen at Backlash. So
Oh, wow. Show. Look at you. Good job. Well done. Pat yourself on the back, Larson. Perfect.
Anyway, so Logan comes to the ring. Cody's about to say, so Logan Paul, what do you want to talk about? But Logan interrupts him. And says, say Logan Paul again. So Cody does. And Cody says, I think I know what you want to talk about. And Logan says, yeah, champion versus champion match, me versus you, to truly kick off the Logan Paul Levesque era. And so the crowd's chanting, Logan sucks. And they just kind of set stuff up. There's a lot here.
Yeah, Logan's a hell of a promo.
He is. He does a good job of really putting over his brand.
Yeah,
the Logan
absolutely,
Paul brand,
yeah.
the Prime brand. And that's kind of saying that he's going to pin Cody on his logo.
Yeah, that was a cool line. Him talking about being the fuel that powers WWE super ship, spaceship.
The attraction, the rocket ship that is WWE.
So yeah, I thought that was really good. He comes off like a big deal. He comes off like, oh man, okay, he's standing there with Cody. He kind of fits. And I'll tell you, here's the thing. This is one thing that I actually really do appreciate about this match at this point is we don't know. Like it's not a foregone conclusion. We know that Logan Paul's not going to win the championship, but we don't like Cody's going to come away. And that's what I like about this match. It's like, wait a second, Cody's going to come away with 2 titles? Or are they going to have a non-finish? Like, how are they going to pull this one off? And I like, whenever that's the question, how are they going to pull this off? I'm there for it. I like it.
Steve's intrigued.
I am. So anyways, Cody comes back. He puts over Logan Paul a bit. He says, if I win that U.S. title, that makes me Grand Slam champion. And then Logan goes to speak, and then Cody pushes his arm back down and says, no, I'm not done. He says, you know what? All the positive things I just said, you're also disrespectful, self-centered, delusional. You can't go a single match without grabbing those brass knucks, and you're out here taking credit for something that doesn't belong to you, doesn't belong to me. This right here is a team, and at King of the Queen and King of the Ring, you're going to find out where you stand on that team. You know what I kind of appreciate? He called it Queen and King of the Ring. I was like, oh, there you go. There you go, Cody. Let's keep it even Steven here. Anyways, Cody holds up WWE title. Logan looks at that. He's like, no. He holds up the U.S. title. And here we go. I think that's going to be a cool match, man. I just, Brock, nay. Final boss, that'd be a yay for me. Uncle Howdy, I don't know.
Yeah, I agree with all that. I don't want to see Brock, but
yeah, I could do without that guy.
It wouldn't shock me if it happened. Next, we got an AJ Styles interview. So Kayla asks him, you're preparing to face Orton. How's that going? And he goes, before we talk about that, let's talk about Backlash. Cody, I had you beat. All right, AJ.
I don't know about that, AJ.
If you had him beat, you would have won. He blamed it on the crowd in Lyon doing sing-alongs and chants. He says,
they did do a lot of that.
He says, I should be facing Logan Paul. Just know this, Cody, next time you meet, I'll beat you and I'll earn a chance to get another title match. That starts tonight. I would say that winning the King of the Ring tournament is a phenomenal step in the right direction.
Yeah,
spoiler alert. It was not a quality step in the right direction for AJ Styles on Friday.
It was not. We had a super chat here from Pride 909 says they could do a 2 out of 3 falls match. First one would be a U.S. title. In order to take the Undisputed, you have to have twice. Have 2 of them.
Oh, you got to win both falls to get the Undisputed title.
I mean, they could, but I don't know. Nothing
You'd
seems
they would have
to
set
point
it
that
up
in the right direction.
You'd set that up here.
Mm-hmm, yeah,
if that were the case.
Because now it'd be, if they did that, it'd be like, oh, by the way, I got a good idea. After that, we had Queen of the Ring quarterfinal. Naomi versus Nia Jax.
Quarterfinal.
What's that?
What's before quarterfinal? Next week's the quarterfinals. Are these upcoming
Well,
matches?
it's SmackDown quarterfinal.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, yeah, you're right about that.
But for the entire affair, it'd be the 8th final.
Yeah, whatever the first round. Just be first round.
First round. There you go.
First round.
Naomi versus Nia Jax. This was, and I love they're giving this time, man. They're giving these matches time. I like that. Nia ends up getting the win here with an annihilator.
It was a fun match, though.
Yeah, it was. It was a lot of fun. It was cool. Then we had a Baron Corbin interview. This is really sad because Baron's really putting over how much he changed, how much things are different now for him. And yet, the finish of his match, maybe not so much.
I know. Still victim to the roll-up, yep.
There's one thing that he probably should have done while in NXT is learn how not to lose via roll-up. But anyways, before we got there, Byron asked how much he's changed since he was last on SmackDown. He's like, so much has changed. Obviously, things weren't going my way when I was on SmackDown. I was lost. Was I a king or a constable? Was I happy? Was I sad? I had to go figure it out. Was I bum ass? I had to go back to NXT and I found myself doing This Is Me now. Burn ships. Wreck shop. Gonna be a grind. And then Carmelo Hayes and says, hey man, congrats on being called up. When did you get drafted? I must have missed it. And Baron's like, oh, you got jokes, huh? With a head that big, it's gonna be an easy target. So let me give you some advice. And Melo says, no, save all that. Last guy tried to give me advice, pulled out of the tournament altogether at the thought of me running circles around him. Carmelo Hayes, I love that guy so much.
He's great.
He says, let me give you some advice, Baron. You should have done what Bobby did and pulled out when you had the chance because tonight I'm running circles around you. I'll see you out there. And then he just leaves, and Baron's like, seriously? It's like, oh, you already lost. You already lost, Baron.
Yeah, no. Ugh.
Yeah.
Oh, this just in from Fightful. Damian Priest re-signed.
Oh, nice. Well done, Damian. After that, we had a DIY video package. It was basically just them saying that they're all about do-it-yourself, and they were bathed in like green light. And a fog machine was there.
When is Ciampa going to turn on Gargano? Make it happen already.
Yeah, I don't know. They got to do something with these guys.
They just got to do something, make them interesting. And being Regeneration X, ain't it?
Yeah, that's an albatross right there. That's like, oof, yeah. It must be difficult because maybe they're getting more in merch sales now because of that shit. But it's like, and how do you give that up? It's like, man, we're making a lot of money. We're over because of, but they were getting over before the DX.
Did you watch Mason Mansoor on Maven's show explaining how the WWE pay structure works now?
I only saw like a little clip about,
it was really interesting.
Money. What
the
bucket
was your
system
take? They have now? They describe it the bucket system. So you got your downside guarantee.
Yeah,
and so you got various buckets, merch, I guess, live events, so on and so forth. And so for all the money made for, the merch you sell, whatever they deem your value on the card leads to X number of ticket sales, they put in these buckets. But you don't see any of that money until you fill those respective buckets. And so pretty much it goes against your downside guarantee. So you got to sell. So say you make $500,000 a year. So you got to, I don't know if the bucket limit is $500,000. I'd be pretty surprised, but who knows? But let's say for the sake of conversation, it is. Your merch bucket, the top is $500,000. So every shirt, every portion of T-shirt sales you get goes in that bucket until you reach the limit, $500,000, and then you start seeing that money.
Yeah. Okay. So
same for everything, all the other buckets they have. It was interesting. It was an interesting conversation. Maven was countering that with it was downside for hitting your dates, and then everything else was on top of it.
It was on top of it. Yeah. 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 Plus, now they don't get a cut of the DVD sales. Now there's not a cut of
but the counter to that is at least guaranteed money now. The downside is a guarantee,
Yeah.
And I would imagine the downside is higher now, even adjusted for inflation, than it would be back then. But I could be wrong about that.
Yeah. Yeah. Then we had Baron Corbin versus Carmelo Hayes.
This was really fun. Baron's added a lot to his arsenal.
He's like a different wrestler.
While in NXT, I always really enjoyed. The thing about Baron's in-ring work is that he's pretty quick and pretty fast for a dude his size. Like from an athletic standpoint, he could always go.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
But now mixing up his arsenal of moves is pretty awesome to see some of the stuff he's doing. That like that leg capture Michinoku driver was awesome.
I was disappointed they didn't give him a new look. I was promised a new look from the dirt sheets, and we didn't get a new look.
Well, he had like the tank top with like some stuff on it, but then he took that off for the match.
Yeah. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right, though. The shit that matters is like what you're doing in the ring and your promos
Yeah.
and stuff. And yeah, no, dude, he's always been so much fun. This poor bastard, he has had everything, and like Vince just every opportunity just buried him creatively.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know, and I'm not saying like buried him in terms of like, oh, they didn't give him TV time. They gave him plenty of TV time, but he was constable. Like, what the fuck is that?
He was constantly humiliated.
Yeah, it was horrible. So I'm hoping things change, and maybe the fact that he tries to hit an end of days on Carmelo, and then he just sort of rolls him up to get the win. So that stays the same, and maybe that'll be kind of the point of his return is, man, I changed so much, but I still got hit with the thing that I need to figure out. So yeah, I don't know. I like Baron. I hope that they get something for him.
I know
that really does work.
I mean, he's put in the work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
To see where he was, even towards the tail end of his initial NXT run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And to see how much he's grown as a performer since then.
Yeah.
It's obvious he's put in the work to improve his work in ring, to feel more comfortable on the mic. And it'd be cool to see that effort rewarded with more genuine opportunity and not just more humiliation, but remains to be seen. So Mello advances. After that, we got a Bayley interview, and Kayla asks her who's her pick to win Queen of the Ring. And Bayley says, there's a lot of talented women in this tournament, but I got to say, I'm pretty interested to see how far Jade can go. But she's interrupted by Chelsea Green, walks in with Piper. And Chelsea says, clearly the stench of France has made you lose your mind because you forgot about Miss Piper here. But we have to go. Piper's about to kick Jade out of the first round, the Queen of the Ring. So she leaves. Chelsea does. Piper stays for a moment and stares at Bayley's title, and then she follows Chelsea out.
So that's going to be the Scotland match for Bayley then. That's what they're going to do. Because Bayley's huge in Europe. So she'll just skip the King and Queen of the Ring and go on. Because that's a month from now.
I know, it's
like
crazy,
we still have King and Queen of the Ring, and then we've got Clash of the Castle right after that.
And then 3 weeks after that is Money in the Bank, July 6th.
And then 3 weeks after that is Money in the Bank.
And then it's a whole month till SummerSlam, I think.
We get an actual month break from WWE pay-per-views, yeah. That's cool, though. I'll take all those premium live events.
Same.
Yeah. Then we had a Randy Orton interview. Byron's like, what are your thoughts on facing AJ? He's like, Byron, there's a lot of accomplished here in my tenure in WWE. One of the things I've not accomplished is becoming king of the ring. Now I am just like everyone else. Guys in the back, fans out there, they know how truly great AJ Styles is, but man, it would feel phenomenal to hit AJ with an RKO out of nowhere. So Byron, stay tuned. He turns to leave and he's like, you know what? That reminds me. This is for you, Tamatonga. Last week you took out my friend, my tag partner, Kevin Owens. You and the Bloodline took him out. You think I forgot about that? Nah. I've not forgotten about that. I can see you're safe and sound on the other side of this bracket, but something tells me, Tama, that you and I are going to cross paths. And when we do, it just won't be an RKO out of nowhere coming for you. I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure that your ass sees it coming. But his ass would see it coming if it was from behind him because...
That's true, yeah. Problem is, ass don't have eyes.
True.
You can't actually see with your buttocks.
No, you can't. Yet.
Are you proposing an eye transplant from face to butt cheeks?
Yeah, it can't be that difficult. You know, all those.
Well,
ocular,
you gotta send the optic nerve
ocular
from brain
information
all the way down.
Just attach it to the spinal column.
To the cheeks.
Spinal. Yeah.
That's a fairly invasive procedure you're talking about, Steve.
Tired Homer has a point, though. There is, in fact, a brown eye.
Again, it's no optic nerve connected. Can't actually see it.
Oh, man. Anyways.
Goodness gracious.
Juvenile humor. Let's talk about this Queen of the Ring matchup, Jade Cargill. In her solo match debut, I think.
No, she's had other singles matches.
She did?
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, on the road to WrestleMania, they did that shit.
Yeah, she did.
Anyways, this is, I think, probably her best match so far.
It was a lot of fun.
In a solo match versus Piper Niven. And yeah, they gave this some time. And I thought it was a really good match.
Jade had to fight from underneath.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if she ever did in AEW.
Well, it's a smart move. Like, put her against Piper here, veteran, been wrestling for a long time, and then next up Nia Jax. That's gonna be, wait, is that right? Yeah, I'm right on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this was rad, and I love how big, like, because like when they start to set up for the Jaded, like the crowd is like, wait a second, Piper's larger. How is this gonna work? Whoop! Just gets her up there and slams her down. Before that, big boot. But yeah, like you said, Jade was fighting from under. So yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I thought it was awesome.
It was a lot of fun. Sorry, I got some tea down the wrong pipe. Apologies. Then we had a Nakamura promo. That's what he had to say. My art is not just to compete, it is to conquer, to captivate, and to destroy all who dare stand against me in the ring, because I am here to claim what is rightfully mine, the pinnacle, Smackdown. And now that I'm here, no one is safe. The master of strong style does not just plan to rise. I forgot a T in. It says no just. I'm like, what does that even mean? Can't blame transcription here. This is my fault.
Oh, boo.
I plan to reign supreme, so watch closely because everything on SmackDown is about to change and I'll never be the same again. This is all very vague, basic stuff.
I forget who it was, but it was on Twitter. And somebody said, how cool would it be if AJ and Shinsuke teamed up?
That would be interesting.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah.
Probably just wishful thinking, but man, that'd
you
be
got
really neat.
Two somewhat grumpy, disgruntled heels. Hey,
yeah,
let's be grumpy and disgruntled together.
Yeah, man. That'd be cool. Because otherwise, I don't know what they're going to do with Shinsuke, line him up for...
I mean, this just sounds like, hey, I'm talking like I'm a huge deal, but I'm going to take L's to all the main event talent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again, it's just all vague, kind of vaguely ominous
shit.
Words.
It was just Maggie. It was Maggie on Twitter.
All right.
That makes sense.
That's
She
a great
tweets
idea,
lot.
Maggie.
She's a big tweeter. She's a big wrestling tweeter, that Maggie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good Maggie. That was a good idea, by the way.
Great idea.
I love that idea.
Because it seems like AJ has no real direction either.
He's got nothing going on.
He's got an idea for a character, but it's not really a fully formed character yet. He's angsty. It's just angsty AJ.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
Mm-hmm. And it's angsty Shinsuke.
Yeah.
So after that, we had Bianca Belair versus Candice LeRae in the Going in Raw foregone conclusion match of the night. Because we all know how this was going to go.
Hey, but at least Candice, worked over Bianca's knee.
Mm-hmm.
So she got some offense in.
True.
And although for the most part, Bianca, every time Candice would get the slimmest of advantage, Bianca would be like, "No, this ain't going to continue."
Yeah.
And put a stop to it until Candice, worked the knee a little bit more. The finish of this was great, where Candice looking for a moonsault, and Bianca just grabs her off the rope as she's about to springboard. Bang! KOD wins.
Done. Yeah, that was good stuff. Bianca wins. There's also this really cute backstage with Bianca and Jade. Off TV, it was just on digital. And, they're talking about, their path to Queen of the Ring. And then Jade brings up, she's like, yeah, but if I win and you win and it takes Bianca a second, she was like, oh, whoa, wait a second. Oh, my gosh, yeah. No, you versus me. She's like, that'd be a lot of fun. She's like, yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. But I don't think it's going to happen.
Could, though. It could. We got a super chat here from Mickey G. Says this is a good way to preface this next segment. Is Solo lying or taking orders from the final boss?
31's up for the final boss.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Keep it up for Cody.
Nope.
You're really quick on that. You're really quick on the withdraw.
I was watching something on Peacock the other day. My wife and I were looking for something to watch on Peacock, and you can have your pictures for your profiles. Of course, mine's Tribal Chief. Put your ones up for the Tribal Chief.
Oh, yours is Roman Reigns as well?
Yeah. And
what is it? Did you rename your profile?
I don't remember what it says.
See, I did. It's head of the table.
Oh, I think it just says home or something like that. I was like,
says home.
and my wife says, "Oh, you got Roman Reigns as a picture there." I'm like, "Yeah, put your ones up for Dollar's Tribal Chief."
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And she was like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Oh, wow.
And I was like, "Well, Roman's Tribal Chief. He shows up, put the ones up."
Yeah, man. It shouldn't have to be. You just put them up. Just put up the ones. Mrs. Larson get dropped with the Luther's press.
What? So we're backstage.
Yeah.
So what? You had more to add?
Nope.
All right. So we'll answer this question here in a second. Let's go. Let's talk about what happened here. So we're backstage in the locker room. Heyman enters and Solo stands up. So Solo is Tama Tonga is Tongaloa. Solo stands up as Heyman enters, and Heyman says, "Can I have a moment of your time?" Talking to Solo. So Tama Tonga, Tongaloa back off, and Heyman says, "Thank you. I know my place. I'm Roman's wise man, but Solo, you're making decisions." And Solo interrupts him, says, "Like decision to lie and pull Roman from the draft. Yeah, that won't backfire on us, Paul, because of that mistake. We got drafted in the third round. We should have been. Put your ones up.
Number one.
It's like you're trying to take money out of my pocket. Are you trying to do that? Are you trying to take food away from my kids to eat? You want my kids to starve?" And Heyman's like, "No, I don't want that." Solo adds, "Last week, you walked by my brother Jay. Did you try to give him a signal or a look that you needed help?" And again, Heyman says no. And Solo says, "Okay, I understand you're the wise man. You're trying to protect Roman in the draft, but protect us. Protect the family. The bloodline. You haven't spoken to Roman since he lost our title at Mania, right?" And Heyman says, "Right." And Solo says, "Well, I have." And Heyman's shocked.
Yeah, he's like, what?
"I've spoken to him. And until he comes back, I'm in charge of the bloodline. I call the shots, and you'll be my wise man by orders of the tribal chief. Now give me a hug, wise man. It's okay. Bring it in. I love you, wise man." And as he's hugging Heyman, he looks over towards, I think, Tama Tonga standing there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, he's lying through his teeth.
Absolutely.
Now, he might be talking to the final boss.
Entirely possible.
You're not going to throw your ones up for the final boss?
My shoulder's a little tired. I did chest day, so my shoulder's a little tired from this. I got to save some of this.
I did chest day, too, and I could put it up just fine.
Well, I did pretty heavy
for the
weight.
tribal chief? One's up?
For Roman?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do it for Roman.
Oh, come on. Keep it up for Cody.
No.
Anyways. So, yeah. What's going on here, man? He's totally lying. Do you think
Totally
he talked
lying.
to Roman or no?
No, he absolutely didn't talk to Roman.
Doesn't have his number.
Either he's doing He's either doing this on his own accord or it's by orders of the final boss.
Roman took his burner phone back, which had
Yeah.
the Roman number on it.
He blocked Solo's number.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, after that, speaking of bloodline, we had Tama Tonga versus Angelo Dawkins. You just put your one up for Tama Tonga, though? You wouldn't do it for but you just
One's up
didn't
for the
do it for
Bloodline.
Solo. You didn't do it for the final boss.
My arm feels better now.
You're confusing me. We had Angelo Dawkins versus Tama Tonga. This is because Bobby Lashley had to pull out due to injury. Actually, he was just afraid to face Carmelo Hayes. We all know that. Throw your ones up for Carmelo Hayes.
Well, I like Carmelo Hayes a lot.
No? Wow.
Not in the bloodline.
Wow. Anyways.
Neither is Cody. Cody's not in the bloodline. I'm not going to put the ones up for anybody who's not in the bloodline. That's not how it works, Steve.
Bootleg bloodline. Bloodline, that's what Kevin Owens called them. They look kind of foolish in this match. Anytime like one guy can jump on more people, those people seem kind of foolish. Didn't matter though. Tama Tonga ended up getting the win. I'm kind of bummed out. Wasn't Tama Tonga's finish? Didn't it used to be the gun stun, which is just
I don't know why they had to do
it's because it's an RKO.
Yeah, I know. But why a flatliner?
I don't like that flatliner.
I don't mind flatliners, just not as a finisher.
Well, he does like a jumpy thing with it.
Yeah, a lot of people do jumping flatliners.
He's got more stank on this one, apparently.
Maybe. I mean, I understand that rationale.
Yeah, I don't like it.
At the same time, I don't know. It's not as far as finishers goes. It's not the most dynamic. It's probably like, "Hey, Tom, we need to tell you something." And he's like, "What's up?" And they say, "You got your first solo match tonight."
Yeah,
maybe second one, whatever.
He's like, "I'm fighting solo,"
and yeah, that's weird. I thought we were bloodline.
Yeah,
puts his ones up.
There you go. You got it.
But they're like, "Hey, Orton, he's got the cutter as his finisher. So we need you to do something else." "All right, when's my match?" "I don't know, 15 minutes. "Oh, shit. All right, Dawkins, we'll finish with the flatliner for tonight, and we'll work it out later on."
This is a really good point here. Forgotten Media says a jumping flatliner, a.k.a. I'll take a rock bottom. It's just a rock bottom cell.
Kind of.
is the jumping flatliner.
Kind of.
So why is it like he's able to hit that and it's a finish?
It's because he's the one initiating the motion downwards as opposed to accepting it.
Yeah, none of that
That's
makes
the
sense.
difference.
Clown says the Blade Runner is a flatliner. It's a really cool flatliner though, but it kind of is, huh?
It kind of is.
Yeah, it's really neat though.
Yeah, but it's got that twisting action that adds extra torque, so I don't mind that.
Go down there and do that.
Yeah.
Especially the way Jay White does, like a snap.
Yeah, it is.
So
it's that
cool.
extra torque.
Come on now.
No.
Oh, reconnection successful.
There we
now
go.
It says
Hopefully
it's
we didn't
reconnected.
lose anything.
All right.
Hopefully we didn't lose anything.
Yeah, I hope not. Anyways, we had our main event, AJ Styles versus Randy Orton. Randy Orton got the win here with an RKO.
Try to race through and get the finish of the show, and so we get that.
Look, I just want to get the finish of the main event. We got it.
Got it.
Like now
Orton
it's all
wins.
gravy. Now if we die, it's all right. It's all good.
There we go. I think we're fine.
I think we're okay. I think we're still going. All right.
We're still
good.
fine.
Oh my goodness gracious. It's gonna be weird on YouTube because usually sometimes it just cuts all that out. Like if you realize it's
I think it'll just cut that out. I think it'll be fine.
All right, cool.
It'll be fine. Hey, before we talk about Raw, before we answer some questions, let's talk about Friendo Club setup. Can we do that?
I'm disappointed they didn't do the bit here in this match. Remember that last time AJ and Randy they did
the cat and mouse with the forearm and the RKO. Yeah,
I love that. I love that spot. It was so good. But this is a really, really good match.
It was really fun.
And yeah, AJ. Here's the thing. AJ took his time a little bit. And he needs more of a sense of urgency because he was trying for that Styles Clash, but he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this now, everybody!" And then he just got hit with an RKO.
Yeah.
So maybe after 20 some odd years in the business, he needs to get a sense of urgency.
You think so, but maybe not.
Yeah. Anyways, what are we going to do now? Friendo Club setup?
Friendo Club setup. Let's talk about the Friendo Club setup.
Oh, man. You want bonus episodes? We got you covered. You want question threads? We got you covered. You want access to the Big Blue Predictions Challenge? We got the next week of champions coming up the weekend of the 25th and 26th of this month. That's right. AEW Double or Nothing from Las Vegas. WWE King and Queen of the Ring from, is it Jeddah this time?
I believe so.
Probably Jeddah. From Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. And, of course, we're going to be doing our big predictions challenge. It's going to be huge. John Hosey, the three-time
Jeddah
champion. He's putting his Big Blue Championship on the line. Can't wait. Going to be a lot of fun. The only way to participate in the Big Blue Predictions Challenge, getting that Friendo Club setup. We offer 2 ways to get the Friendo Club setup. Click join right here, youtube.com/Steven Larson, or go to patreon.com/Steven Larson. Click on the Friendo Club setup. Either way you do it, it's $5. Either way you do it, you basically get the same stuff. Bonus episode, question threads, and access to the Big Blue Predictions Challenge. Hopefully this will be our biggest one yet. We had 315 people at WrestleMania. We're looking to get to 316 people. You know why? Because Austin 316 says I just did the Predictions Challenge.
What?
Anyway,
Also, if you're watching here on the YouTube, whether it's live, whether it's VOD, if you could hit that like button. Looks like a thumbs up.
Oh, yeah,
We got almost 600 people watching here. We should have at least 300 likes. We got half that.
Oh,
we at least get to 200.
I just swallowed my water. Otherwise, I'd have done a spit take. Hit that
You could
like
take
button.
another. You could take another sip. I'll repeat myself if need
Makes
be.
a mess. It makes a mess.
Hammer, smash,
Yeah.
whatever you got to do. That like button. But if you're going to do it multiple times, do it odd number of times. Otherwise, it's not going to stick.
Just do it one really hard time.
One, just put
give
your
it
all into it.
Get your all into it. Exactly.
hit that like button, please. And if you haven't yet, hit the subscribe button, that notify bell, so you're notified of all our new episodes, all our new content. Please and thank you. Much appreciated.
Please and thank you.
All right, now we can talk Raw preview.
All right, we got a Raw preview. First up, Jey Uso versus Ilya Dragunov.
It's going to be a good match. I'd assume this would be the main event.
Yeah, you would think this would probably be the main event because there's no title matches tonight, right?
No, although this next match could be main event. Gunther versus Kofi Kingston, another King of the Ring bout.
Yeah.
Definitely could be. Also, Shayna Baszler taking on Io Sky in Queen of the Ring tournament action, as well as Lyra Valkyria.
Oh, Lyra
Zoe Stark.
Valkyria. Oh, well, hold on a second. Somebody is trying to call in on the Zoom call here.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
Somebody's trying to get in. Hello, hi, this is the game, Triple H.
Hello, Triple H.
Hello, I'm here. I did Paul Levesque is the Levesque era. Or I heard that you guys were talking Raw, and I was like, why? I find it funny they're talking about Raw without me on the line. Here's the thing. You want to get the scoops, you come one place, go in it Raw. All those other places lack credibility. No credibility in those other places.
You must not be familiar with our show then.
Oh, no, listen, I'm very familiar with the show. This is the only place that I think is credible. Credibility is very important.
I mean, are you aware that we don't actually break any news? I mean, like, these outlets break the news, and we just talk about it.
Exactly. We feed you the info. We tell you guys what to say, and then you say it. You guys break it down. Do Triple H, the game Paul Levesque. Hey, I got a scoop for you.
What's that?
The next premium live event, King and Queen of the Ring. It's gonna be 45 minutes long.
Wow. We're not going to report that as news because I find that simply not believable.
Listen, I find that you know what, you lack credibility. That's what I find.
I mean, I literally just told you that.
You have no credibility whatsoever. Let's talk about Raw. Another 45-minute show coming up tonight.
I mean,
enough of these 3-hour Raws.
You have 3 hours because you got to sell those ads so USA
2
Network.
2 hours and 15 minutes of ads, 45 minutes of action. Triple revenue.
The viewership's going to steadily and quickly decline once people realize they're watching basically 3 hours of ads.
Triple H, the H stands for revenue. All right, let's talk about this. Jey Uso versus Ilya Dragunov. I find it funny. Here's the thing. Jey Uso, he's got to get a win because Raw drafted him first. Here's the thing.
Well, you booked the show. Give him a win then.
No.
All right. Well, so much for that.
It's funnier for him to lose all the time. All right, let's see. Gunther versus Kofi Kingston. We're not even going to do this match on TV. We're going to book it on a house show tomorrow in Peoria, Illinois.
Wow.
That's right. And then we also got Shayna Baszler versus Io Sky.
That'll be really good.
That's going to be a phenomenal match. I'm going to give them 45 minutes.
45 minutes? Awesome.
What?
You said you can give them 45 minutes.
No, I said 4 to 5 minutes.
Oh, trash.
Yeah. And then we got Lyria Valkyria versus Zoe Stark.
That'll be good, too.
That's going to be a good one. Lyria Valkyria comes out of it. We don't need Becky Lynch anymore because we got Lyria Valkyria. We also got Gigi Dolan, who looks exactly like Becky Lynch. So she could here's the thing. This is the scoop for you. We own the name Becky Lynch.
Yeah.
So we're going to bring Gigi Dolan from NXT, bring her up to main roster. We're going to rename her Becky Lynch. I got that idea from Wrestling News Now. They're the only credible source of internet wrestling news.
All right. Yeah. All right. Sure.
That's right. A hell of a Raw tonight. Are you ready to answer? Are you ready to answer questions?
Yeah. Thank you for your time, Triple H. It's time for Steve and I to answer some questions.
I want to answer a question. Give me one question to answer.
Can you answer a question and not give an embarrassing answer?
It's kind of a toss-up these days.
All right. Let's see. Let's see if Friendo's got a good hard-hitting question.
Triple H. Levesque era.
Here's one. What? No, this ain't that hard-hitting a question.
Come on, let's get a question. I got limited time. The call time isn't like an hour. Come on, I got limited time. Got my full 8 hours of sleep last night. That's
good for you. Here's one from Chris Stan. This ain't necessarily a hard-hitting question, but I'll ask it nonetheless. Who do you guys have winning? I know. How do you guys have winning both Money in the Bank matches this year? Triple H, who's winning the Money in the Bank matches this year? At least give us a scoop here.
I'll give you a big scoop. Because I booked this months in advance.
Sure.
The game Triple H is coming out of retirement to win Money in the Bank. You know why? Because of the Levesque era and all that is about money. The H stands for revenue, triple revenue, quadruple revenue.
How does the H stand for revenue?
Yeah, that's right. Anyways, I got a call time to get every jab today. All right. How did that go? No good, really?
No.
I thought he was awesome. Boy, he was boring somebody here. Rich Miracles DLR says with a bunch of sleep emotes. Guess what? Timeout.
Oh, wow. Why'd you say that with Triple H voice? You sound just like him.
I have a pretty decent impersonation of Triple H, but
you do
by
have
no
a very
means,
good impersonation of
by
Triple
no
H.
means should don't interrupt.
Uncanny from when Triple H calls
Please don't interrupt. People should not take that to mean I am calling in. It's Triple H, clearly. Anyways, you ready to answer questions?
Sure. Cat Dad 7 says, would you say Taz with the FTW title was the original person to bring a belt to a show that has no real purpose?
What? Wait, what?
Would you say that Taz with the FTW title was the original person to bring a belt to a show that has no real purpose? Well, he's not some fan that just brought a belt to the show. Like, he's a
The
wrestler
FTW title definitely had a purpose.
and defended the title.
Mm-hmm.
So it meant something to him. And it was defended, and other people held it. So I'd say it had a purpose.
Dude, I remember one. I mean, we were watching back then, and it was like, oh, damn, he's got his own title, and he's going to defend that thing because, like, Shane Douglas wouldn't put it up. I forget the reason.
Yeah.
No, I thought that was actually really cool.
It was cool. Alex Foster here says, what wrestlers would you guys like under your learning tree, and what would you teach them?
You know what, man? I do think that there is, being halfway serious here, I think that wrestlers who want to capitalize off their experience in YouTube form, podcast form, or whatever, they could totally sit under our learning. We're trying to teach Hilton about YouTube right now. They can sit under our learning tree because I think if you look at channels like Maven's,
yeah, Maven's stuff is awesome.
Right, and it's very simple. It's well produced.
Thumbnails are really good.
The thumbnails are outstanding. The topics are outstanding, and I don't think it ain't lightning in a bottle. It's not luck. It's just good strategy for YouTube
And good content.
And good content. So yeah, absolutely. I would not be shocked to see a lot more wrestlers. And the thing about Maven is that you can prove that you can do that without having been a main eventer, multiple time world champion, any of that stuff. Like, dude's got a ton of stories that are kind of like fly on the wall type things. And I think a lot of wrestlers would have that. So
yeah, I mean, it's very rare we get people within the wrestling business pulling the curtain back to that degree, talking about the pay scale and stuff, and that's fascinating stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting. Nikyle here says, question, in the words of our beloved enforcer, with the current crop of wrestling titles out there, which title would you be? If you could be any title, what title would it be?
I would be the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, because a lot of people, I think, would just be looking at that and being like, shouldn't they be doing more with that? That's my thing. Yeah. Shouldn't
All right, that's when you want to be.
You guys have been around for a long time. Shouldn't you guys be doing more? Shouldn't you guys be doing something more?
I'm surprised you didn't say the Universal title, because then you're with Cody all the time.
Well, I'm going to buy that if he infuses it with the U.S. title. So that will be with
you. You could exist as this title.
I gave you my answer.
Fine.
Give me your answer.
I'm thinking about it. Darn it.
Give it to me.
Man, they got nothing good right now.
Oh, dude, you know what else? Oh, I got your answer for you.
What?
This is why you keep me around. You told me in the pre-show that yesterday you downed an entire pizza by yourself.
I did.
It'd be the WWE World Tag Titles. They're the pizza titles.
They look like pizza titles. It's true.
They look like pizza titles.
Look like pizza titles.
That's what you are.
I was very hungry.
Yeah, man. Marquez says, could all these tournament injuries be at work? No.
They could be.
Why would they be?
Like, I can understand if they put Lashley in the King of the Ring brackets against Tama Tonga, and then they thought, we don't want Lashley losing to Tama Tonga because Tama Tonga is going to advance.
Well, the Fightful said that Bobby's actually injured. And
no, I believe him. I'm just saying that's just one example. I'm just saying.
Okay. Yeah.
They could they're like, hey, let's put this bracket together based on people we want in the tournament, and then if we have to make changes, we'll worry about that later.
We'll just say they're injured. I mean, crazier things have happened. Don't get me wrong. Exactly. But it'd be kind of, I don't know. Zelina Vega, why? What would be the point of that?
DJ McMaster here asked, who really is the pettiest person on the planet? Is it CM Punk or is it Bret Hart? Apart from...
I feel like Bret is like half trolling when he does the Goldberg stuff.
And right now he's just really seemingly focused on the Goldberg stuff.
The other
stuff.
This is a good point.
Moved on from.
He wasn't actually in the tournament, I don't think, originally, but Maggie mentions Woods. Woods is okay. That's a fakie.
Yeah.
That's not a real injury, but he wasn't
think so.
Yeah. Yeah. That is kind of a weird one.
That is a weird one.
Dave Matushek says, with Eddie Kingsnout presumably injured, who do you think should be his replacement at Double or Nothing? Chris Daniels.
No. That backstage segment was good. I watched it. It's like the best promo work Daniels has done in a long time.
Was that on Collision?
I don't know. I don't watch Collision. I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, it was on Twitter. Okay, that's where you saw.
Yeah.
I was asking where you saw it. Okay, all right. I don't know. I don't watch Collision. Hey, you see Scorpio Skies coming back again?
Yeah.
Was he injured this time? Do we know?
I think so.
Oh my gosh, this guy's had more return packages than he's had matches in the company.
Between Brett and Phil, I'd say Punk is the pettier of the two.
Oh, it's super Punk. It's definitely Punk. Dope says, how do you guys not watch Collision? Dope. I was going to do a watch along with you. I told Dope about this. I had the Zoom up, and then he didn't show up, so I couldn't go live, just myself. That's weird.
Yeah.
I ain't doing a solo watch along.
No.
Dope, I was waiting for you. Then he just no shows.
Disc Golfing Goon says, does WWE have Cody beat Logan Paul at some point for the U.S. title just to have Solo or the Bloodline screw him out of it in order to continue their story into SummerSlam and beyond?
Does what?
Does WWE have Cody beat Logan Paul at some point for the U.S. title just to have Solo and Bloodline screw him out of it in order to continue their storyline into SummerSlam and beyond?
I don't know.
No. It feels like Bloodline storyline is going to be the Bloodline storyline for now.
Yeah, right. Oh, Dope says he's been waiting for weeks. I don't know about that. Maybe we have different Zoom codes.
Well, I mean, it's nothing that can't be worked out, Steve.
You would think. My spirit animal is a Dorito. Says, if you could hire one current, which is a great name, by the way.
It's a good name.
If you could hire one currently active wrestler to star in your upcoming feature film, hey, can we shoot some of our film at Dead Mall?
Of course.
Nobody's
going to
stop
bother us there. There's a whole wing of that mall that there's no stores at. Of course.
Bro, like 3/4 of that mall. Like, do you notice like the dead? It's like the necrosis is growing through the mall.
Spreading, yeah.
It's spreading.
Northward, yes.
Exactly, yeah. Oh, man. If you could hire one active wrestler to star in your upcoming feature film, who would you cast and what kind of character would you want them to play? We got to hire somebody to play Hilton.
Yeah. Let's have Baron Corbin play Hilton.
Perfect. That's good.
Steve Klain here says Edge versus Kyle O'Reilly match was awesome on Collision. Which match are you looking forward to at Double or Nothing? So Cope challenged Malachi to a barbed wire steel cage match at Double or Nothing.
Yeah, Malachi's going to lose that match.
Yeah, no, that's a possibility to be really good. But then I remember that Edge versus Finn in Hell in the Cell at WrestleMania was horrendous.
Oh, man, you're right. That was really bad.
That match was awful.
But you know what? Some of that match was really bad because they couldn't figure out the blood thing. They were like, oh, dear, he got busted open. So let's figure out how to not shoot this match now. And then Finn has to worry about being bloody the entire time.
Yeah. But on top of that, it wasn't good.
Lord Blake Whitehouse says, how do you feel about premium live events apparently going back to Sundays? So I saw the quote from Dana White saying, oh, yeah, you're going to get these big TKO super events. Power Slap on Friday.
How is that show still around?
I don't know. Who the fuck wants to watch Power Slap? Stop trying to make that a thing, man.
I know.
And then UFC on Saturdays and then WWE on Sunday.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest with you. I have my preference, but I don't really give a shit.
Yeah, I don't really care either.
A case could be made for either one. I think, to be honest with you, I prefer a Saturday morning thing.
I'll say this about the Sunday evening pay-per-views, and granted, we're on the West Coast, so they start at 5. It's not a terribly late night, unless it's an AEW show after the recap for us. So at least if it's Sunday night, I get all of Saturday, a good chunk of Sunday for my weekend, rather than having my Saturday night taken, have my weekend broken up to a degree.
No, I agree with that.
I don't mind
kind of
Sunday
prefer
night,
Sunday night. Yeah. And like, I'll be honest with you, last time we did a set, like the last one was the Saturday morning one, the Leon one.
Backlash, yeah.
Backlash. Like, I kind of felt like my Saturday, like, you know, because we do that. And then I think we did star ratings right afterwards.
We did.
And then I think I did a Wrestle Juice right after that. So I'm like, at that point, it's like 5 p.m., you know?
Yeah. 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 No, I hear
So
you.
Sunday night, I think Sunday night's the thing. I'm cool with that. Power slap.
Phantom Merchant here with the super chat says, well, these are strong words. Says, I'll die before I call them PLEs.
That is a hell of a hill to die on. You know? You won't make me call them premium live events. I mean, he just did, though.
I know. Yeah. So.
AJ Otani says, was Nia versus Naomi a preview of good Bloodline versus bad Bloodline? I hope so. I think that would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
That'd be great.
That would be pretty cool.
What is this? The Great Thrasher. Another great name. You guys got some cool names.
It's good names.
Who do you think they need to get a championship this year to take to the next level or solidify themselves either mid-card or main title? Who needs to get a championship this year to solidify?
Jey Uso.
Right?
Even the Intercontinental title is something.
Something, man.
Make up his own title. I don't care.
The Yeet title.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. It's got Yeet on it.
It's giant Yeet.
Mm-hmm. Jesse Helsius wants to know, do you think Bryan Danielson's going to come back to WWE to finish out his career?
I imagine that once his contract expires and he finishes up as a full-time wrestler, we're going to see him all over the place. He's going to go where the matchups intrigue him, and if that's AEW, I think he genuinely has enjoyed his time in AEW, and maybe after he wraps up his full-time career, maybe he'll continue working with them on the creative side of things. Don't know.
Do you think there's a possibility he could ever do like do you think WWE? I think he would. Do you think WWE would ever, if he approached WWE and he said, "Hey, listen, there's the Gunther match. I want that for WrestleMania.
Yeah.
But I really only want to work Rumble to Mania." Do you think they would do? You think Triple H would do that?
Absolutely.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
I'd love to think so.
Yeah. I feel like Triple H is a bit more open-minded about things like that. There's a possibility for, I mean, he did that with Batista.
Oh, that's a good point. You're right. He absolutely did. Yeah.
So,
yeah. That's a good point.
Yeah, I think he'd absolutely be open to that.
Let's
H
see.
stands for revenue, right? Isn't that what Triple H just said today?
You want me to bring him back on to clarify?
No, that's not what I said.
Here, I'll bring him back on.
Not at all what I said. We should just finish up. I'm out of questions here, so we can just call it a day. I'm hungry. I might have another pizza in the fridge I could eat.
There you go. Cold. What? Hold on. I'm sorry. I'm trying to parse this quick because I haven't really seen this name too often. The Blind Cinephile talks about the rumor of WWE hosting a Mania or Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Which show should they do, and how can they do it with the least amount of outrage towards them? I don't think they care about the outrage, to be honest with you. We talked about that a lot on the episode where we talk about that particular rumor.
Yeah.
Short story. I kind of thought that maybe they would just do another WrestleMania, but I don't know if they want one or the other. I could see him doing the Rumble, but I'd be really surprised if they did a WrestleMania.
Yeah, I'd be really surprised.
But I guess if the money was right, they'd do it.
They could. We're 4 likes away from 200. 4.
Man,
we got 571 people watching. Why hasn't everybody hit that like button? It takes but a second.
What is
hit that like button?
What's going on today? What's happening? I know it's Monday. Hit that like button.
I got a question here from a name I don't remember seeing. The Gang is Dead.
Wow.
Says, what positives could come from Cody being a double champ?
Oh, endless. You get the U.S. infused title. Winged Eagle / American Flag title, which I'll buy.
I'm
So
holding
we
you to
got
that, by the way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You don't have to hold me to anything. It's going on the company card. You're half paying for it.
Oh wow!
You also get a lot more T-shirts
Or that means
and
that belt
all
is half
sorts
mine.
of great. Wait, please don't interrupt. And
Gonna cut it in half.
oh man. Anyways, yeah, I'm out of questions over here.
Same.
All right, so that's going to do it for the show. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Yeah, if you haven't already, smash that like button, hit that subscribe. Thanks for watching. We appreciate it. Until next time, we'll see you guys around.
Goodbye.